everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the Animation Weekly Recap. We just had a little bit of issues, but we are in here. We've got this. We can do this.
Down with it.
Yeah, computers. Crazy. They've been around forever, and it's like they were just created for the old
I have
people.
a love-hate relationship with these computers. My wife, your mom, hates them.
Oh my gosh. She got her doctorate when I was in college. She
Yeah.
was a little late to the game, obviously.
She was
the oldest person there.
And it's funny because I'm the tech guy in the family. Literally have been for you and everybody else.
I didn't get to finish my story, but go ahead.
Oh, sorry. But go ahead.
No, please.
I was going to add to it, which is she would be constantly asking me how to do Word, how to do blah, blah.
Scoot back.
And these are like office things. I don't use that. Ask me about Photoshop.
It was a nightmare. She was crying just about every day while I was in college. Actually crying. Like, I can't figure this out. I was like, all right, go to Google, like, type this in. And
I would always say that, like, all the answers you want is on YouTube. Go do a search.
yeah, but then that's more technology for her. I mean,
Well, it's a website.
I don't know, but it's crazy how I even feel like out of the loop in technology, and I've grown up almost with it. I mean, since like 8th grade.
It is a lot still to keep up with, let's be honest.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Most people do their 10 to 20 things, and that's it, every day.
Yeah, it's
right?
like, don't tell me to get on Excel. Don't. That's cuckoo.
Yeah.
Like, that's too far.
I don't like Excel.
I'd maybe do like a Google worksheet. I think that's what they call it on Google. Yeah, I'll do that.
Right.
Thank God for AI, because it just does it for you.
I can't believe she said that.
Thank goodness for ChatGPT.
No, hey, guess what? AI could take over the world of office products and things like that, and accounting.
No, it's
I don't
like
care.
slay for them. Yeah,
I
know.
And they're just, and I'm not hearing a lot of that world going, oh my gosh, it's taking my jobs. I'm hearing a lot, oh, it's a great tool and it's helping me go faster. And
I will
this
say,
is the story
I used
I
a
think
bit
we
of
hear.
AI today on a slide deck I was working on, and it just made it easy breezy. Suddenly, I was like making the slide deck look so cool.
Yeah.
It was just helping me.
Yeah. And does that hurt
nice.
a graphic designer who you would have normally had to hire?
I wouldn't have hired him. I just would have had an ugly slideshow.
Right,
Like,
honestly.
let's be honest.
Yeah, so like there's a tier that you were never going to hire somebody anyway. Let's
Right.
face it.
It was never happening. It's for our character design cage match. Like, we do those every once in a while. We have one that's like Christmas themed that we had an artist design, and one that's like Halloween themed. But this one was mermaid themed. And I was like, well, just delete out that stuff. And usually I would just go and try to find pictures on the internet.
Yeah.
Drag them over.
It looks
but
like
it just helped me make it prettier. It just would have been an ugly slide deck.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would have depended on how much effort I was willing to put in that day.
Right.
By going to Google. So instead of going to Google, I just did it in the deck. That was it.
And AI customized those a little bit more too.
It did, and boy, was that nice. Because
Yeah,
I don't know if I
right.
could have found like some of the stuff I was looking for.
No, most of the time you see mermaid like clip art. It's
Well,
not
and
gonna
now
be
like the best thing ever.
photorealistic mermaid coming up and making a duck face.
Well, I loved. Now they offer like you just click a button and it removes the background.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And that's
I don't think
super-
that's AI. I think it's just new technology.
It's a good question because I do think it's part of the AI suite on Photoshop to be able to really do that to a high level. So
Maybe it is.
I think it is a form of AI.
I actually think
abilities.
it's similar to the Photoshop suite.
Because
It's nice.
there's
That's
a little bit
my
deeper
favorite
thinking
thing.
and programming to be able to do that accurately.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times like it's just sucks
See, that's.
removing
I
a
mean,
background.
I know we're in a whole different discussion, guys. Sorry. Get
Well,
back to you in a
it actually
second.
brings us into Article 1.
Yeah, I mean, I do think there's practical ways we're using it as a tool, and that's a good example of it. Like, knock out the background. I'm not going to hire somebody to do that, right?
No.
But make my life easier. We all want that, right?
Yeah, that's so nice.
Make my profile picture make me look like a model. Okay, I want that.
Yeah. I don't know, but I personally am
On your
not the
dating
person
apps.
to go hire somebody
Right.
to do things. So I just would have been like, dang, I wish I knew how to get the background out of here. I don't have like all the gear you have to like get the background erased. Like I've got a little laptop. Wish the background was erased, but I guess I'll just throw it in the slide deck. Like that's what would have happened.
Right.
It's not like I'm ever going to go hire somebody to remove the background like you said. So no, it just would have been uglier.
Yeah.
Anyways, watch the character design cage match. April 28th to see that beautiful slide deck.
Graphic design.
Please put it in the captions. Like, oh my gosh, Ansley, did you make this slide deck? That is so beautiful. Maybe my boss will give me a raise.
Anything could happen. But we'd love to see you there because it's going to be a fun
It'll be fun. Anyways, let's get into this week's articles because we've lots of tea to discuss. Actually,
I keep seeing in the comments, people love the tea.
People love the tea, and I did not disappoint. So let's get into it. Article 1. Oh, my computer's.
Oh, no.
1 sec. I gotta get my computer on.
Take a break.
This is a Reuters article.
Oh,
it
please.
Says,
routers.
That's how you spell routers?
If you've never seen that, I just know routers as a company. I know if you look at that, it is hard to...
Okay, it's not like the basic spelling for routers, so...
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
U.S. appeals court rejects copyrights for AI-generated art lacking human creator.
So let me reread that because that was a little confusing. U.S. appeals court rejects copyright...
I was so confused by that.
I know.
U.S. appeals
court rejects... Those three go together, yeah. U.S. appeals court rejects the copyrights for AI-generated art lacking a human creator. So wait, is this I sent you this. Yeah. I'm just like, is it
It's a really good article. Well, yes, because
we already had this.
Ryan Abbott put it in, like, to get a copyright, whatever, on something he made completely through AI. Like,
wait, he's attorney? Oh, Thaler's attorney, Ryan Abbott, said...
Okay. That's not his name.
Yeah.
Stephen Taylor's AI, it's called System Dabus, was not entitled to copyright.
Wait, I want to see this word. Oh, it is. It's
Dabus.
Like Dabus or Dabus. Uh-huh.
Anyways, it was in the District of Columbia. Can you stop bullying me?
Sorry.
I'm trying to do my job to get my raise. So he created this artwork on an AI-generated thing, brought it to the U.S. to get copyrighted in 2016.
Okay.
And they, in 2018, I promise I read this article.
You're really struggling.
Yeah. Okay, he applied for the copyright in 2018, covering a recent entrance to paradise, which is, I guess, the name of the image. A piece of visual art, he said, was made by his AI system. The office rejected his application in 2022, finding that creative works must have human authors to be copyrightable. A federal district court judge in Washington upheld the decision in 2023 and said human authorship is a bedrock requirement of copyright based on centuries of settled understandings. Taylor told the D.C. Circuit that the ruling threatened to discourage investment and labor in a critically new and important developing field. So pretty much that was amazing. That was it.
Well, okay, so reading between the lines, it's because we already had a ruling.
Yeah, this was in 2023, so I'm kind of a bit confused why this is a recent article.
Yeah, I don't know either, but because the appeals court probably just came back. That was when the lawsuit was first started.
Right, they
took
did
about
appeal.
a year or whatever.
Oh, yeah. U.S. Circuit Judge Patricia Millett wrote for an anonymous 3-judge panel on Tuesday that U.S. copyright law requires all work to be authorized in the first instance by a human being.
So, and it sounds like what he did, just to be a little bit specific about this, is he created art, and we'll say like kind of more like fine art. I think it is kind of like images and swirly things and that kind of art, okay?
Paradise is what it's called, something in paradise.
I know. So, and he just put a fancy label on it, but let's assume it's more like fine art and kind of contemporary fine art. Anyway, what's interesting is he said he developed his own AI And maybe that's what he was thinking is the loophole. Is like, well, no, wait, I didn't just do this in Midjourney, blah, blah, blah. I created something and fed in my own art, we'll assume. I'm kind of reading between the lines, but there was a little bit hints at this. And so why can't I copyright that? Yes, the computer spit out the actual art, but can we count this as because I created... See, is it photorealistic? It doesn't look like it is.
It's not at all. I mean, these images are tiny of it.
Yeah, they all are. I guess the point isn't what it actually looks like. It's just, okay. Yeah.
It's not at all.
Can we put it right here? So this is what he created. Could you put
the image up, Philip?
Yeah.
While we look down here.
So it is supposed to be a interpretive image of something real.
I mean, what's all this purple? It's not flowers.
Those are supposed to be flowers, though, I think. Yeah.
It's just a bunch of blur.
Yeah.
With train tracks.
Mm-hmm. This is like a really badly done Thomas Kincaid painting, right?
Right. You could have drawn it better yourself, probably. Right. I could have drawn better than that.
Thank you.
Well, I was talking to him.
Oh.
To Taylor.
That guy.
Taylor. Yeah, just like, come on, put pen to paper. It would have been better than whatever that is.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of colors and a train track.
But, I mean, can we assume that maybe he doesn't have enough training and ability to actually pull that off himself?
If he's going through the depths of creating an AI system, we can assume he wasn't trained as an artist.
He's probably a little bit more of a techie guy.
I think that's a fair guess.
But I mean, even if he wasn't, let's say he's Pablo Picasso and he's just amazing. He's one of the best, both in realistic stuff or abstract. Doesn't matter. Let's say he's a talented artist. And he just decides, oh, this is where I want to take my art. And maybe even he threw in images of actual drawings and paintings that he's done and trains his computer. Because this to me is even more interesting. And it might be a part of this story. We just don't know the whole story.
Well, it's like
and then
sentences.
He says, now I'm going to describe a scene, train tracks going into this with flowers and everything, but use my art style to replicate that.
That would be pretty cool, but
it's interesting.
Obviously it didn't, though, because it said that it did not. That's what it ended with. It ended with the line that the copyright law requires all work to be authorized in the first instance by a human being.
Right.
So it obviously wasn't based off his art style.
Well, no, that doesn't mean first instance. I'm reading between, not understanding all legal jargon, but my guess is what they mean by first instance, whatever came out as the creation, and I'm saying came out because I'm talking more like a printer or something, but whatever was produced was created directly as the art, right? That it was created by a human and not pieces of something they did digitally mixed together, jumbled together, and you know what I mean?
Right.
So I think they're trying to lay some groundwork there to say that even if you're feeding in pieces of whatever, your thing, your style, let's put it that way. Yeah.
Well, all I can say is...
The good news is this is a great thing that this passed.
Finally, the law is on our side.
Oh, yeah. It's been on our side, but what they did is somebody questioned it one more time. And now they're still backing it.
Which, honestly, I respect because so much has changed from 2018 and AI to now.
Yes.
So, and it's become like a lot more commonly used and not as scary. So
this judge could have overturned
easily
that old, ruling, and we would have been back in.
Oh my gosh!
In trouble
we
again,
would have been on this animation weekly recap, like flipping tables, like
yeah,
going crazy.
That's a Jesus reference. We'd be like Jesus flipping tables.
But instead, we're like, yay!
We're like college kids. Excited. So, yes.
Anyways.
Thank you. That was good tea.
Finally, we got through that because I've been so excited for this article.
That was a big one.
This one's bigger. So, well, okay, we'll say Article 2.
Boom.
I obviously have been obsessed because there's finally been tea in animation with Snow White. And I found an article by the only people that love tea just as much as me, Variety.
Oh, yeah.
So,
what did Variety say?
Inside Disney's Snow White fiasco, death threats, beefed up security, and a social media guru for Rachel Ziegler.
Oof. She didn't listen to that social media guru, did she?
It kind of takes you through the timeline, and it's kind of crazy. So I'm just gonna, should I read and we talk but during it going on, or should I just read the whole thing?
I don't think you can read the whole thing. That's gonna be kind of boring.
Are you saying I'm incapable? Okay.
No, I'm just saying for the whole audience. Can you summarize maybe and just do little snippets?
Okay.
Like you normally do.
On August 12th, 2024, 3 days after Rachel Ziegler hit the stage at Disney's D23 fan event to introduce the first official trailer of Snow White, she thanked supporters in X, Twitter, post for driving the teaser to 120 million views in 24 hours. 1 minute later, she added an afterthought in the same thread, and always remember Free Palestine.
I saw that, yeah.
That obviously got...
The and is the really bad part because she's adding it to connecting it to the film.
Which is extremely messed up.
Right.
Not to mention, which I'll get to in a second,
yeah.
Gal Gadot is Israeli.
Yes.
So,
she's completely on the other side of that, yeah.
She's actually Israeli.
And I think she was in the Israeli army. I think everybody there has to serve, even women. And so that's what I think.
Well, it says that addendum, which amassed 8.8 million views, nearly 4 times the number for the initial post, quickly made the rounds, with many inside the studio expressing shock that the Snow White star would commingle the promotion of its 270 million tentpole with any kind of political statement. A Disney executive raised the studio's concerns with Ziegler's team while the film producer Mark Platt, father of Ben Platt, his son's also in the film.
Oh.
I can't remember which son's name, flew to New York to speak directly with her. But the actress, whose relationship with the studio began to unravel in 2022 during... let me pause there. I heard as well, not on this article, Mark Platt flew to New York and talked to her like, you can't be doing this, like you can, like not in the Pixar connection.
And this was a big enough deal that they're not just going to email her or send her a text.
House.
Yeah, he went out there. Yeah,
which I've been seeing everybody being like, what about free speech? That's so messed up. It's like, no, not in the workplace. If I was on here saying like things, it's a representation of the company.
Yeah.
That's a fireable offense.
Right.
Why are we acting like you can just go around, like, imagine if I was like here saying crazy, awful
you don't have to say
jargon.
Political things. You can control that.
Yeah, it's not.
And there's a time and a place, and that's all we're saying.
Behind the scenes, not when you're representing the company.
No, yeah.
Like, that's common sense. Why are we acting like, oh, she should be able to say whatever in production
she
of
wants.
a child's movie.
Right.
She should definitely be influencing these children on their political views.
Right.
Crazy.
Has
Anyways,
I
think
think
that's
to do with
crazy.
the movie. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So, her relationship got worse in 2022 during a contentious West Side Story award season campaign, and continued as she trashed the beloved original Snow White, stood her ground, and the post remained. Behind the scenes, death threats towards Ziegler's co-star Gal Gadot, who is Israeli, spiked, and Disney had to pay for additional security for the mother of 4.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And
Gal's been very classy about this.
I know.
I feel like she's been the opposite.
So many things. Last week you were like, I feel bad for Gal. I was like, why? I didn't know any of this. I was like, why? She signed on for the film. She's fine. I didn't know she had security. I didn't realize she was Israeli. I didn't know Rachel Ziegler's posts.
It's been
Free Palestine. Palestine is who killed
we can assume,
Gal's people.
Yes, exactly. I mean, we're talking about as close as you can get to these two are at war while marketing a movie.
Her people were literally murdered, and it says here too that Gal made a little post on October 7th, when all of that happened.
Yeah, separate from the movie completely.
Separate from the movie, put a story.
She has been outspoken. Right, yeah. She's been very supportive of her people, and in fairness...
That's the issue. She's connecting herself to the film, first off.
Right.
Like, very obviously.
Ziegler is. Yes.
But also, like, how do you... These people were all murdered. Like, everybody was supposed
That's
to
what I'm saying.
that.
Is like, you can have your opinion and all that. It's just everybody... And, yeah, can your work and politics be separate? Well, Gal Gadot is proving that. Like, that's how you do it, right?
Yeah.
And then here's Rachel Ziegler
this, like,
being
young
warned.
Little girl being awful.
That's the shocking part, that it wasn't just once. She got warned and like slap on the wrist in the biggest way possible, probably with, we can assume, threats of like, we'll take you out the movie. I was probably way too late at that point. But,
no, I think it was. Yeah. It shows
she knew.
how like young, immature, irrational she is. Just saying everything it says here. Like, she didn't understand the repercussions of her actions as far as what it meant for the film, for Gal, for anyone. Like, she's just saying whatever's on her mind, just thinking like, listen to me. I'm just now getting in the limelight. Like, you've been in West Side Story.
Yeah.
What was the other?
She had 2 big films.
Hunger Games.
This. Yeah, Hunger.
And then this is the
new
like,
Hunger Games.
You're just getting started, girl. You're done. We will not be seeing you in future films. Like, her career's over.
Yeah. I mean,
anyways,
she's very much blackballed at this point.
Oh, she's gone.
Yeah.
And like,
and it's sad because I must admit, I feel for her. She did do it, and she was warned, and she still did it.
She didn't stop.
I know. So in that way, I don't. I just
feel
the
like
waste.
Just give it a second. It's gonna get worse.
No, here's the thing. The waste is what I'm saying. Here's a girl that had dreamed of being where she is right now, and she gets there, and she's extremely talented. Like, I didn't see Snow White. I saw a clip of it, and it was her singing a song.
Right.
And she's really good. I was like, oh, I'm all I'm hearing is bad about her. I see the quality of her performance and singing ability. It's just a crime. I mean, just like
I saw an interview of her on how she got one of these films, because she literally wasn't acting at all before. It was how she got into this industry. And it was like that I don't want to, this might not be totally correct, but from what I remember, she like showed up and just like tried out acting and singing. She had no practice in anything. She's obviously just like a natural talent. She got the role.
Yeah.
She's no training. She got the role. Mm-hmm. Which sucks because, like, obviously it's not working out for her, but you know what? There's plenty of people in this world. We'll fill the talent.
It's true.
Anyways.
There's a ton of people that want that spot, right?
Right. People would have died to be Snow White. Mm-hmm. Like, look what she did with it. Anyways, it says 3 months later, following the presidential election, she posted F Donald Trump. Ooh. And made Trump supporters ... never know peace.
Ooh, I think I remember that one.
Which is, okay, first off, you're turning, over half, because he won, of the United States against you.
Yeah, we could assume that.
Yeah, so that was a bad idea on your side. Like,
yeah,
not a good idea. Anyways, Disney had enough, given that the star was signaling to half the potential audience of an already troubled film plagued by costly reshoots to stay home. For her to, like, stay home. Yeah. Apparently. They were reshooting for her to stay home.
For her to stay home? What do you mean? Not be in the
costly
movie?
Costly reshoots to stay home. I don't know.
I don't know what that means. That makes...
I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I took it as.
Okay.
Platt made the case again to Ziegler. After a back and forth, she began, which is crazy. She's like fighting back and forth with her producer. She's no respect to anybody. Like, she really thinks she's like that girl.
Yeah.
Which is like, you're so not.
Gal Gadot is.
People barely know who you are. You're just now starting. Yeah. You're over.
Yeah.
Anyways, she began working with a social media guru paid for by Disney to vet any post before the film's March 21st.
She should be paying for that. They should make her
Disney
pay for
declined comment. She also did. Now that the film's dismissal opening weekend, 87 worldwide. Dismal. Is in the rearview mirror, Burbank Brass are evaluating what went wrong to put Snow White's global box office. Okay, we know it's really bad. Here we go. The Disney-Ziegler standoffs underscore the challenging The challenge Hollywood studios face as they attempt to rein in the stars who court controversy on social media. For her part, Godot kept her comments on geopolitics limited to just like that post that wasn't connected. We already talked about that.
Right.
Ziegler had already strained nerves at both the studio and Steven Spielberg's Amblin partners when she complained on social media. This girl just thinks she's so deserving of everything.
Is this earlier or after all this?
This is after.
Yeah.
2022. Oh, before. Wait. Yeah, it was during West Side Story again.
Okay.
When she complained on social media that she wasn't invited to the 2022 Oscars as the star of a Best Picture nominee, West Side Story. She's just like, I deserve to be everywhere. Mm-hmm. Like, no, you don't. You're causing a scene. They don't want you there.
Right. The world doesn't really love it when stars complain about things.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you have everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A film distributed by Disney. Sources say she had just begun production on Snow White in London, and Sean Bailey, then president of Walt Disney, declined to cut her loose for the telecast. After Ziegler aired her grievances publicly, the Academy provided her with a ticket even though she wasn't nominated.
Oh, wow.
So.
Baby.
Yeah. Then she goes into that whole clip, which we know Snow White, the prince, literally stalks. Weird. That's what she knows. I'm like, what are you doing? Anyways. So then Disney allowed Ziegler to control the narrative is what happened.
What?
Which is, yeah, I think at this point they were like, we'll let herself run herself to the ground.
Yeah, but she's taking the movie with her.
I think that it was already gone. At this point, there was so much conversation when that was happening.
So in a way, it's distancing themselves from her if they just let her go off and tear herself apart.
Well, it also says, and as time went on, Disney became increasingly loath to the weigh-in on anyone's speech, considering that the studio was sued in 2024 by actress Gina Carano, who claimed she was fired from The Mandalorian for voicing her opinions on hot-button issues.
It's loathe. Yeah.
Thank you.
But I was trying to figure out that word.
Well, so I wanted to just talk about one more thing on here.
Mm-hmm.
So it says, still there was no bad blood between the two Snow White leads, despite press reports to the contrary, which honestly,
wow,
that's crazy. Yeah. I would hate her if I was Gal.
Yeah.
Sources say the actresses got along well during production and things only got awkward during the run-up to release. Case in point, Ziegler referred to Godot as a professional pageant queen.
Oh.
In one Instagram reply that followed their joint appearance on a presenters at the Oscars this month, consider a dismissive way to describe a fellow actress.
I can see how she probably meant that as a compliment, meaning talking about her beauty and her poise.
Pageant queens don't have.
I could see me saying that as a compliment.
Well, yeah, but you always say the wrong thing.
That's true.
Maybe if you're thinking, maybe you should start thinking more like Gal and less like Ziegler. Just a thought.
That was a stretch. Now all of a sudden I'm Team Ziegler.
You're not all the way there, but you
gosh.
really can always say the wrong thing. It's crazy.
It can happen.
Anyways, so then from then on, they started doing press separately.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
And that was that.
So it was the pageant thing?
I think, I'm sure if this is what has happened with, there's been multiple things, but if this is what has happened with her having Disney up her butt and literally going through each post she's posting.
Yeah.
Imagine what was actually said behind the scenes between her and Gal. What was she saying to Gal?
Yeah.
So I'm sure
that's what she's saying with a mic in front of her.
Mike, while also being trained, while also having people go through her posts before she can post them. So I can only imagine.
I would love to hear the behind the scenes, which is now Gal's not there either. It's just her and her team. All the things that she was, I can't believe they're getting on me about this. This is ridiculous. And they're all like, I know, Rachel, you're the best. You're the best. She's probably surrounded by
I would love to have been on her team and been like, Wake up.
Right. We're all about to lose our jobs.
You suck.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I
That's
really
some
actually
tea.
do.
This
That's
is
crazy.
solid tea.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's almost like, what do you even say?
Very thinly related to animation, I will say, but
hey,
good tea.
I found a way to connect it.
It's Disney.
It's Disney.
They
it's
make
a
animated
Disney movie that just
films.
came out.
This is based on an animated film.
Yeah, it's just about the actress.
Yeah.
In the film. But don't say you didn't love it.
I loved it.
It was piping hot.
Actually, I've been, all of us are very interested in this story. I think the world is
crazy.
Very interested in what did she say? What did she really say? So you filled in a few gaps there, and I think hopefully you guys all appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of brings you through more of a timeline. And it's crazy. Anyways.
It's hard to understand.
Cuckoo crazy. We will never see her again.
Just
I'm serious.
Anybody, seeing anybody throw their career away is hard to watch and kind of heartbreaking. And I mean, like Whitney Houston, and she was an amazing singer, and she kind of got into drugs and kind of
this girl
married the wrong guy
drugs.
Probably, but like she was just.
Let me know.
And then well, no,
that's not really correlated. Like
it is. She got into bad things and bad people, and kind of you saw her go from here to here,
and then
she died.
She deserves the world handed to her on a silver platter, and she hasn't done anything to get it. That's different.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston at least built a career and name for herself before she got into drugs. This isn't drugs. This girl can't just shut her mouth.
I know.
She can't stop yapping, and I thought I can't stop yapping. She seriously won't shut up.
I know. I mean, after being warned and threatened and
it's
trained.
Crazy. Like, catch a clue. Catch a clue.
Well, she obviously just thought she was right. And she just kept pushing through. I mean, how else do you go and just keep doing it?
I don't know, but, like, I can't imagine, like, doing that to my boss or talking to them that way, like, fighting them back on it. Like,
well, short answer, you were raised right. That's why.
That's right. That's right.
I had not.
Anyways, let's get into Article 3. Pretty short and sweet. Article 3, but I come with updates.
Yeah.
Ketchup Entertainment has completed its acquisition of Coyote
versus
Acme.
We've been talking about this for a while.
And it comes with crazy. Have you read this?
No, I haven't read the article.
Oh, okay. This is huge. Ketchup Entertainment has acquired worldwide rights to Coyote versus Acme from Warner Brothers. A deal which was first reported a couple weeks ago is reportedly in the range of $50 million, which is the most expensive deal to date for the bargaining distribution company.
Burgeoning.
Thank you.
Burgeoning meaning it's a newer distribution company. I think that's what it's trying to imply. And I don't know how.
Why do they have to use these words? Just say for a newer distribution company. Like, come on.
Yeah, okay.
Why do we need thesaurus.com involved? Let's just... This is Cartoon Brew. Let's keep it simple.
Keep it
Anyways,
down.
Ketchup is planning a worldwide theatrical release in 2026. Yeah.
Yeah, because the movie's done. So I guess they're going to do it pretty quick. Yeah.
2026, I mean next year, so they're going to promote it.
They're going to give themselves a runway of marketing.
It's hot in this room.
It is a little hot.
Anyways. Awesome. That's it.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah,
okay.
They got it for $50 million, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of a lot.
Yeah, I'm guessing that
the day the Earth blew up for a lot less.
Well, but in fairness, this is a live action and animated film, from what I understand. You can see in the still, the picture. I think that's what's his name, the star, Bill Hader. No, which one is that? He's from SNL.
It does list names. Sammy Birch.
No.
Will Forte.
That's him. Will Forte.
John Cena.
It's a hybrid film. I saw Coyote.
And voice actor Eric Bauza.
So it is a live action and 2D animated film, which we haven't. Oh, and there's Eric Bauza again. Yeah, our friend. He was just on our Bancroft Brothers podcast, and so. But it's Warner Brothers characters. I saw something that was kind of grim, and I don't know if it was a joke or what, or if it was actually from the movie, but it looked like it implied that somehow he'd finally captured and eaten the Roadrunner. And I can't imagine that's sort of the storyline, because here they are, that picture is like them in court and all that.
Oh my gosh, maybe he's in court for murder.
I wonder. But I can't see how they would do that and have one of their beloved characters get eaten. Not that they would show it, but still, even implying it.
No, that's actually crazy.
If that's the story, and I don't know what I saw that
I'm
made
sad.
it.
I'm literally sad if that's the storyline. I'm there.
But like,
you're telling me we're mixing animation with live action with crime, true crime? I'm sad.
Well, like here's the storyline. Here's the storyline I'm making up in my head. So you can just judge me on this later. I'm just making this up based on that one little rumor I heard. What if Acme versus the Coyote, which is it Coyote versus Acme? Yeah. Is that he basically he's always used Acme equipment, weapons and things like that, and safes and all that to kill the Roadrunner. And so the legal part of this could be he actually does kill the Roadrunner.
Coyote versus Acme. That's what they say in court.
Yeah. And so maybe it's Coyote.
He killed him.
Is it Acme, suing him for using their equipment to kill this, you know what I mean? Or is it vice versa? Somehow they're combining.
Oh my gosh.
So like, why would Acme be in trouble is what I'm saying.
Consider me with a bowl of popcorn. Yeah. I'm sat for that film.
That means you want to see it?
Yeah, I'm sitting down. My ears are peaked. I'm listening. My eyes are on the screen. I'm sat.
Oh, wow. I haven't heard that one.
Sitting down. We talked about it on here.
Okay, but I don't remember it.
I will be sad.
I'm in. And it's a hybrid movie, live action 2D. And I'm just now working on a film similar to that. So
I am too.
And you are too.
I'm the lead director. I'm excited.
You are? Oh, okay. What to tell the investors.
Anyways, yeah, it'll be great.
They'll be happy.
That's all for today,
all right.
folks. Have a great weekend.
That's all, folks.
TGIF.
Boom.
Love ya. Bye.
Be sure to subscribe to the Pencilish Studios YouTube channel.